Now that we have our email inbox set up, let's take a look at some different options for reading and organizing our email. So you can see that I have a number of different emails in my inbox. Some, because they have the same subject, are in conversation mode. Remember, we looked at that in settings. And some are single emails because, again, you can see the subjects are different. So let's take a look at some options of what we can do when we're reading our email. So again, your personal preference. The email that came in most recently is at the top. The oldest email is at the bottom. I can see that all of these emails are unread because the text, who sent it, and the subject is bolded. Once I click on an email to read it and then go back into my inbox, you can see the difference between something that I read and something that's unread. So I have a decision to make with this email. I've read it. If that's all I need, I can delete it. If I'm worried that I may need it at some point, but I want it out of my inbox, I can archive it, or I can put it in what Gmail calls labels, similar to a file folder. So we have one of those three options. So for this first example, the simplest of all is just delete it. When I click the trash can, it deletes it from my inbox. It has moved that email into my trash, and that will sit there for 30 days. After 30 days, it will be removed automatically. Let's look at the next email. So with this email, I open it, I've read it, I've taken care of whatever I needed to take care of, but at some point I may need to reference this email again. I'm not really sure. So in this example, I'm going to archive it. So over in the top left-hand corner, click Archive, and that has moved to the archive. So at any point, if I need to reference that email, I could go up into my search mail, I could type in music, press enter, and there's that email that I archived. So that's a handy thing to do as well. It cleans your inbox up. And again, the more your inbox is clean, the more you'll stay focused on the things that you need to accomplish. These are all conversation views, so I've received multiple emails with the same subject. So in this case, I'm going to click on Science, and then I scroll down to see when the emails came in. This one came in at 8:39. This one came in at 8:51. Okay, and I would just go through and read the emails within this conversation mode. So in this example, I'm going to want to save this. I'm going to get it out of my inbox, but I want to put it into a label. So if I come up here, and this is an option to move to or to label it. Either one of these will work. I'm going to click on Move To, and you can see the default options, but I'm going to create a new label or folder, and I'm going to just call it Science. Click Create. Now what happened is that Gmail moved that set of emails into a label called Science. If I come over here to the left-hand side, I can drag this down a bit and I can see all of my labels, and there is my Science label. If I click on it, I see those emails that are now organized in Science, and then I can do things like color it so I know I label my Science label blue, and there you go. Then back to my inbox. Economics, same thing. I click on it, and with this particular email, there's something I have to do, but I can't get to it right now. So what option I'm going to take with this one is I'm going to snooze it. So if I click snooze, I'm going to ask it to open up for me later today. So tonight at 6 p.m., this is going to pop back into my inbox as a reminder of something that I need to do. So I can click on that, or I can pick the date and time that I want this to reemerge into my inbox. So I'm going to click just later today, and you can see it disappeared out of my inbox, but it will pop up at 6 o'clock tonight. And then the last example, click on Math, and remember there are 3 emails here, so I want to make sure I look at all 3 of them. This is that conversation mode that we were talking about. Okay, you got the oldest to the newest from top to bottom, and that's how you would read through the string of emails. And again, different options that I could do with this. And here, I'm going to go up just like we did before. I don't want to put it into my Science, So I'm going to create a new label, call it math, create. My inbox is clean, organized over here. If I click on more, I can see all the different options I have for folders, and then I can click on less so I don't have to see too much, and I can see my two labels here. I'll go ahead and label math red, and I'm ready to go.